So my name is Liudas Kanapienis. I'm the CEO, the co-founder at Ondato. Uh, and basically, I started my founder's career more than 20 years ago. But let's get back to the very, very beginning, and I will share my journey. Not too many people in this room know, few of them do. I was studying medicine when I graduated the school. From the outside, it looked like a dream job. You know, helping other people, treating them, bringing them back to life. Of course, nice nurses. But only after when I had practice in hospital, I realized that this is not the path I want to go. Out of all of the picture I had, that was like 1%. Everything else was huge responsibility, stress, sleepless shifts, and you know, you realize that you have to change something. And basically, that's like running startup, right? From everything what we hear today. But there's one huge difference. When running a startup, you make mistakes and learn, while in medicine, you're not allowed to make any mistake. So I moved to business, to my actually old roots. So that was early 2000s. I was selling websites and computers. And with that great vision on, on business travels, business lunches, and of course financial freedom, I've started the career. And so how about the freedom, you will ask? That just did not happen. Because you are responsible in front of your team, in front of your clients, and basically the surroundings are making the decisions where and with whom you are. What you can just change is your attitude and the people that surrounds you. So after 20 years of different founders' experience, I've started Ondato, my current startup. Together with my co-founder, we put it all the experience that we had in the field and started this great company with the ambition to become the #1 in compliance space. With the product that we designed and we are launching. For us, experts in the field, that was a no-brainer that we will just skyrocket from everything, from sales to funding. But it did not. We, experienced people in the field, knowing exactly what and how we're doing, we have to work very hard every day without breaks. And if somebody of you is thinking that running a startup is an easy walk, it is not. When we were launching our first module of our Know Your Customer platform, the ID verification part, I was full of the excitement. You know, even though I have some gray hair here already, I'm this eager kid that really likes to create things. And we were waiting for the special moment, and everyone was full of expectations. Even today, I get the goose skin, actually, when I'm thinking about this. So we have launched it. We have launched this ID verification model. And then, the world is ours, the future is bright. But it's not. Because our first module, this ID verification part, was shit. Like total shit, disaster. Imagine, you're smiling, but imagine. My client calls me, one of the first clients, and says, Liudas, we have a problem. I said, yeah, what kind of problem? And says, we have a Winnie Pooh onboarded with us for a loan. That was the loan provider. I said, what kind of Winnie Pooh? And he said, the same, from Contours. I literally was thinking that the ground is just slipping off my feet, So, everything what we were building, spent half a year on that, all the expectations, everything is just gone. And I came to my programmers asking, okay, what the hell happened? And they said, like, well, it might be. You know, the task was basically to separate the face from S, and this is definitely not S. So you can imagine that after 6 years of the development on everything, realizing that you have to refactor is not what you expect. But we did refactor. We did refactor that version, another one, and after refactoring, we became we were included in the top 5 secure identity verification providers list. And today, we don't expect that it would be ever-ending process. We do understand that it's never-ending process, and the change has to just happen constantly. And this is just a outcome of what you are developing. Sales is another topic, where lots of founders slips, including myself. Like when you have a good product at a good price, solving a real problem, what can be wrong? Everything that can, it will be. Trust me. Like, it's so harder than we think, and there's so many reasons to buy later, or even not to buy, than we think. And we all want those big wins, big deals, big revenue. But even those big deals from that day's perspective, after a year or two, it will be looking like as a tiny deal. And starting a sales machine is such a difficult job. I've done that so many times, but every time is so difficult. And referring to being at the B2B space is actually exactly the same from my positions, even though I've done both, B2C and B2B. And that is why lots of investors will ask you, are you generating revenue? And this leads to another topic, funding. So you have a perfect team, great product, what can be wrong? Again, everything. You will have fantastic discussions with great funds, but they will take longer than expected, with outcome smaller than expected. Trust me. And like you always imagine that attracting the funding is easy, or it can be just done like spreading your spreadsheets like across the different investors, and you will get it. But it's not, because the competition in this field is also there. So you have to be prepared for that. My friend was telling a story about how they become a unicorn. So today they have the unicorn status, and they're a huge company. But he was telling that they almost went bankrupt like a few times. And we also did. I also had the situation where the term sheet was literally pulled just before the runway ends, just because of the economical situation. Even though everything went smooth, all the due diligence processes, everyone was excited about our company, about team, about product, we did not get funding. Literally a few weeks before the runway ends. But as we say in Lithuania, when the door is closed, you can get through the window. So that did not work. Something else did. And everyone teaches us about how to scale the startup, to grow it. But the real life teaches us how to downscale it. And we also did, at that time, we understood what actually works for us, what is the real focus, and where we can actually create the value. It was not fun at all. I would not wish it to any one of you, but I'm afraid that many of you will. The reason I'm telling you all this today is because I want to bring very, very simple message. I'm sure you all have seen this picture before. Like, when people today hear that we are 150 people company operating in 35 different countries, having clients like banks, telcos, sharing economy, etc., they only see this picture on the left. They think that everything is just given. Well, the real life is totally, totally different. When starting a new venture or thinking of working in a startup, we think about beautiful future that awaits, and it does. But the reality is that there's lots of up and downs. And the question is only one. When on the lower edge of the curve, are you going to let your hands down, or you roll up your sleeves and just do it? And the nicest thing is that you will make it. It will be not easy, but it will be fun for sure. Thank you very much for listening.